Hey Luigi, have you ever wondered where we came from?
Yeah, I have this new game that explains it all.
Cool, I'd love to try it out.
Sure, but first let's find out a little bit more about the game. There are three input factors that go into the creation of a video game: labor, capital, and the materials.
Labor that goes into video games include artists, programmers, and game developers. The capital that goes into games includes computers and other machinery. Finally, the materials that go into the game include hardware, CDs, and plastic. There's also a process video games go through to become the final product available on the shelves.
It first begins with a storyboarding process and game design document. A team made up of game designers and artists work together to improve the game. Next, the software is chosen and the programming begins, followed by the visual features, audio, and script. After completion, video game testers play the game before the final product is released.
That sounds like fun. Want to give it a try?
Sure, but first let's travel to where the production takes place at the development studios in California. The profit margin is calculated as net income divided by revenue.
Recent studies show that distribution-only publishers such as GameStop and iTunes get anywhere between 10 and 30% of the final price. Game funding publishers such as Electronic Arts and Sega rely on the success of the game before determining how much profit they will get.
What about the independent developers? How is their profit margin compared to that of larger companies?
Indie developers have low capital investment, meaning that they will have an easier time profiting from the game. However, they might only produce a single game that is considered successful, whereas companies such as Electronic Arts have reported numbers as high as $1 billion in just digital revenue alone.
Wow, Mario, that's a lot of gold coins. Now let's explore some of the major players in the market. Major players in the video game market include Activision, Electronic Arts, Nintendo, and Atari.
The competition between these players can be described as perfectly competitive. The firms usually sell the exact same product, but some choose to market it differently. For the past 15 years, the price of new popular console video games have had a constant price of around $60 per game.
These firms practice price discrimination by offering consumers special edition packs, in-store credit, and exclusive in-game content. This is how firms compete with one another.
It's also interesting that there is always a constant high demand for video games. That should continue as long as firms maintain the median price of $60. For video games, 2015 was an exciting year when it came to technology.
Yeah, some of these cool technologies include backward-compatible gaming systems, Kinect systems that use 3D depth sensors, and cloud processing, which tracks your data patterns for a better in-game experience.
Other technologies, such as digital distribution platforms, allow gamers to purchase and download games straight to their desktop.
Now, Mario, we know the video game industry is not without controversy.
Ah, yes, Luigi. A big controversy in the gaming world is outsourcing of jobs to other countries, such as China, Vietnam, and India. In a survey by Bryce, 83% of video game developers, including Ubisoft, admitted to outsourcing jobs. I wonder why they were outsourcing.
Well, Mario, video game companies outsource to save time, increase their flexibility, value, and employee turnover. But this isn't the only controversy, right, Mario?
That's right, Luigi. Critics believe that violent video games encourage the idea of mass shootings and acts of terrorism. These critics look to the government to pass laws regulating video games, but video game supporters see games as a First Amendment right, meaning the government has no say over the content within the video games. You know, Luigi, I didn't know so much went into the creation of video games.
I know, and it will be interesting to see how things change in the future, but for now it seems our journey has come to an end.